Hey everybody, Jodie Osofsky, Select Group. I am so glad you came back to the blog today. What I'm going to be talking about today is how to make yourself attractive in a bidding war situation as a buyer. Before we get started, I want to cover a couple quick things. We have a few very cool links. If you want to search the entire MLS, click on our home search tool link. It's right over here. And if you're looking to find out what your home is worth in today's market, you can do a home equity report. Click the link right over there. So today we are going to talk about how to make yourself attractive in a bidding war as a buyer. There's a couple different things I want to make sure I highlight, and I also want to make sure I don't bore you to tears if you're not in that situation at this moment. So as you all know, I tend to get a little wordy and maybe on my soapbox. I'll save that for when we're in that situation. Hopefully we're not. There's a few things that you can do to avoid that. The first one is to get on my private client list. I search for homes that are not on the market that have shown signs of potentially being able to be sold. So that avoids all the competition, right? The other thing is the pre-market properties, the properties that we're prepping to get on the market. Those homes don't have any competition yet. So I always go through my private client list and search that to make sure that I do or don't have a buyer that would fit these properties as we're prepping them to go on the market. So two ways to avoid that. We want to avoid being in a bidding war, if at all possible, when we're buyers. As sellers, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. But when we're buyers, we want to avoid that. So the first thing we want to do if we find ourselves in that situation is I call the listing agent I have a list of questions that I screen them to find out what the seller's motivations are. That's very important to make sure I can match my buyer's strengths with the seller's motivations. With this list of questions, there are a few things that I really look for to make sure that I can put every advantage at our end when we're structuring the offer. One thing you want to keep in mind is you need to be a little bit flexible on deadlines. That definitely helps. And ultimately, having a strong underwritten approval letter, not just a pre-approval letter, is huge. So make sure that your lender is not just doing the pre-screening work, but actually sending your file through underwriting. And that way our letter is squeaky clean, it looks stronger than all the other letters out there, and it's just subject to property and appraisal. So those are a few big tips. I don't want to go on too long. If you have further questions or want to discuss this further, you know I'd always love to. I'd love for you to reach out to me either by phone or by email, and I hope to see you very soon.